Kitchen, and today I'm going to show you how to make the vegan version of dirt cake. So I'm going to go through the list of ingredients. We have Numinos cookies, and this is for a really large batch, so I'm going to do like 1.5 bags. We have organic vanilla pudding, even though I always use chocolate, but I'm going to use chocolate soy milk, so it'll taste like chocolate anyway. And then Healthy Top Mimic Cream, and this is going to be the whipped cream. And then Tofutti cream cheese, vegan cream cheese. And last thing, powdered sugar. First, we're going to put the cookies in a plastic bag because we're going to mash them up. And this is going to be the crust on the bottom as well as the crust on the top. Get the air out. And we have cement floors, so I'm going to smash them on the cement floor. And they don't have to be perfect, just into, relatively small pieces. That looks about good. You're going to take your mushed cookies, put them in the bottom. I'm just going to, some of them aren't fully broken up, but that's perfectly fine. And if you have less crust on the bottom and more on the top, that's better. All right, now we're ready to do the pudding. In the cook pot, I have the 2 packages of vanilla pudding, and I'm going to add 4 cups of chocolate soy milk. And then what you're going to do is you're going to cook it, put it on high, constantly stir it, otherwise it will stick to the pan. And once it starts bubbling, cook it for another 2 minutes, and then turn the heat off, whisk it a little bit more, and let it sit. The pudding, when you're trying to get it to boil, I'm like halfway through. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes to actually get it to a bubble. So, and when it bubbles, it's going to start to get thick, but we'll show you what that looks like. It's starting to thicken, and as you can see, if the cameraman will be so kind as to zoom down in here a sec, around the edges it's starting to bubble. And soon it'll get bubbles right in the center, and that's when you know, okay, from here, 2 minutes, bubbling, stirring the whole time, and then you can turn it off, stir it a little bit more, and let it sit for 5 minutes. The pudding's done. As you can see, it's just still bubbling a little bit, and I stirred it. So we're going to let that cool for about 5, maybe 10 minutes, however long it takes us to do this. And we'll come over here. In here is the vegan cream cheese, about 1/2 cup of powdered sugar, and 1/2 teaspoon to a teaspoon of vanilla. Just depends on how strong you want it to taste like vanilla. So you're going to take the cream cheese, powdered sugar, and vanilla. You're going to get a hand mixer, and you're going to mix it and whisk it together. Start out slow so you don't get powdered sugar everywhere, which I usually do. As you can see, I made a mess. And then we'll increase the speed a little bit. And you want to whip it so it's kind of nice and light. When a problem comes along, you must whip it. Okay, sorry. I couldn't resist. And I would say whip it for about 3, 4, 5 minutes till it gets nice and light. That should be about good. So we're going to turn it off, see it's nice and light. And then, hey, no, I need those. Next thing is we're going to open the Mimic Cream, the Healthy Top. Now, this stuff is a pain to open, I'm not going to lie. And it's a pain to get out of the container. So I figured I better show you how I do it so you have an idea. So you're going to kind of push it up like that. Push down the stuff inside. And then, even though it says to just cut across here, I just cut across the whole thing. Makes it a lot easier. As you can see, it's kind of thick. Looks a bit coagulated, but it is delicious, I promise. Just kind of squeeze it out. And it's going to make an awkward shape in the bowl. Kind of looks like, if I could form it better, it would be Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. All right. There we go. And then you're going to add a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half of vanilla. Now I'm going to take the Mimic Cream with vanilla, and I'm going to whip it. Start it slow, so I don't make a huge mess. And this stuff, you have to whip on high a good 5 minutes or more, just to get it nice and light. And as you're whipping it, make sure you're also whipping it, you know, going around with the mixer, because if you don't, it's just going to take even longer. So this is done, and as you can see, nice and light, and it doubled in size. So we'll take these off. Okay, cameraman. There you go, dear. Enjoy. Okay, so as you can see, the pudding's still really hot, but we're going to add it to the cookies anyway, because then it'll get nice and hard and thick. Now, careful when you add it so that you're not going to move the cookies too much. You know, try to be really gentle about it. Okay, well that last splorp was not that gentle, but I tried. And then spread it out evenly. When you're done, just scrape that all out. I don't want to waste any pudding. And then just go along here. Kind of push it to the ends. Just like that. Okay, there we go. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to let it cool for about a half hour, and then you're going to add the other toppings. It's been 30 minutes. And if you come over here, the top of the pudding is nice and sticky and has like a film on it. That's what you want. That way this stuff won't all mix in with it, and then it just won't be the same. So that's perfect. So the first thing I'm going to add is the powdered sugar and cream cheese mixture. And I'm just going to put like dollops on, and then I'll spread it around. And you're just going to gently spread the cream cheese. Don't push too hard. And if you can't get it to every inch, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. Because it's all going to mix up anyway, and you'll have no idea. So I've spread the cream cheese mixture around. Now I'm going to take our whipped topping and do the same thing. Just put it in glops all over the place and then spread it around. And it smells delicious. I hope it survives the night, or my coworkers aren't going to have any of this to try tomorrow. Just working on spreading it all around. all the way to the corners. Okay. There we go. Cameraman. And then you're just going to add the leftover of your cookies. Spread it around evenly. I don't usually dump this part on the top just because I want to make sure I try to get it as even as possible. And when you just dump it out of the bag, it's not always very even. And there it is, my vegan version of dirt. If you have any questions or comments, you can post them on my Facebook page, or you can email me at vegancentric@yahoo.com. Oh, and make sure you refrigerate this about 4 or 5 hours so it gets nice and chilled. Enjoy!